All right. Let's go over defense first. First map is Vigil, right? I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, you're not going crazy.
All right. So I'm gonna go over defense first. Some people ask for offense first. I think it's better to do defense first, just because if you know where the enemy team is going to be defending from, you kind of understand why I tell you to push the way that you do. And to an extent, vice versa. But I think that defense, the positions are a lot more like defined and controlled, whereas on offense, you kind of go with the flow. So it's better to go over defense first. Vigil first. Vigil first is the weakest point on Vigil. It is holdable, but it is not nearly as good as second or fourth or even third, really. So for that reason, a lot of teams in lower divs opt to play super passive and play to leave. But most invite and advanced teams are doing a forward, hold, and flank these days. Do you want me to go over that? Do you think you can get it? It is
Um,
pretty complicated and it's very risky because if you take a bad exchange here, you lose second, and second's the strongest hold on the map. So,
yeah, if you could go over both, that would be good.
all right, I'll go over both. It's important to know both anyway, because if you lose this one, sometimes you'll be able to get into passive hold. But let's go over this. So, first things first, you're going to have your heavy and scout both over here holding hill. Oh wait, I'll only go over callouts first. We got shed, right spawn, man spawn, truck. This entire area is flank. This is window. Down here is drop down. This is flank again, and then this is cliff, and the forward hold spot. Back here we've got rock and tunnel. Here's another drop down. So you kind of got to be specific which one people are. So I like drop down to flank or drop down near the tunnel. Then over here we got chicken wire. We have another shed. The shed's more important for calls. And then this entire area is kind of Jenkins. Some people call it hallway, but it's called Jenkins because there's a sign over here. Jenkins Colco. This entire area is Jenkins. Then we got crates. So the forward hold kind of looks like this. You got heavy on flank with scout. Your heavy just kind of playing this head glitch, playing out of the way to avoid damage and avoid dying. You just want to make sure that nobody's able to get behind mainly. And a lot of holds, heavy will play in tunnel. If he gets pushed out of this forward positioning, he can back up to tunnel. Heavy's just here to make sure that people don't go behind or take hill for free. That's why scout's with him, so he can kind of take those fights. But realistically, if your heavy is sitting here taking a fight, he's going to die. That's why he plays kind of passive to let people peek into him, because if people are peeking into your heavy, then they're peeking onto all of your players on flank. So this is going to be your NG is back here. There's going to be a dispenser around here-ish, and then a gun, usually around here, like on this crest here, on this ridge. Your demo, pretty aggressive in flank or in main. Your spy needs to be calling whether combo or the majority of players are in main or on flank. That's where your demo is going to rotate to. Your soldier is going to be playing hard flank up here. He'll stand up here, get a few rockets off, and then back up. And your sniper, of course, is going to be in flank as well as your pyro. Your pyro is mainly just looking for bombs from flank, bombs from main, spy decloaking. Spy can really only decloak from like right here, or over here, or back here. He can decloak here as well. So there's not a lot of places for spy to decloak from, so your pyro is mainly just looking bombs, looking for spy.
Or on the crates.
On the
If
crates?
you're passive holds, crates is really good. You can jump
Yeah,
up
you
from,
can. I know you can
halfway
make
in
this
between.
jump.
Yeah.
Scout's a little bit too fast for it, actually, but yeah, you can get it.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
So yeah, this hold is pretty good, and basically your entire objective here is to make enemy medic come out and exchange into you. You're just here to waste time. This isn't really a hard hold. If you're good enough, and if the enemy team doesn't know what to do, this can be a hard hold, but for the most part, you're playing here with your medic and your demo, and you're basically saying to the enemy team, I dare you. Come out with your medic, come take this exchange. Because most exchanges into this point are going to be pretty bad. The posts can be good and you can get pushed out that way, but basically you're just trying to get Ubers out so that your second hold is stronger. So yeah, that's basically the positionings. Your sniper's playing to watch hill. Big things on this is that if sniper tries to peek this with players, your demo needs to sit here and spam stickies on this, and your sniper needs to watch that sight line. If they try to go hill, you need to call with your heavy to peek, and your demo will kind of drop down to fight this. Your demo is free to drop down here as long as sniper isn't staring at him. So if you know where sniper is, your demo can play pretty far out and spam really hard. Your scout can rotate over to play with demo and then go back to be with his heavy when your demo moves back up on the logs. And you're pretty much just taking an exchange on your demo, and pyro, right? So don't get forced. If you get forced, just back up, play really passive. I'll go show you the passive hold next. But if you don't get forced, you're just gonna have to make enemy team take out their med and take an exchange, and then you back up, or you win the exchange and you play the post and you keep doing the hold. Does all that make sense so far?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Where would I put my sentry?
Yeah. So there's a few places. The main one is right here, like right behind this ridge. It's really good because it watches bombs from main and bombs from flank, and you have pretty much 360 view of everything in flank. So yeah, you can put it back here. I've seen some NGs like put it over here, but I think that's really, really bad. And I've
Seems
also
pretty
seen
risky.
some NGs put it up here, like on this corner. This one's kind of okay, but it doesn't protect your medic or your demo from bombs at all. And it's pretty easy to get on top of as spy because your spy just decloak here, jump up and sap it, and then all your team wraps, right?
Yeah.
So I'd suggest like right here.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a forward hold. I'd suggest that you guys try it. You have a bunch of scrims this weekend, I hope. And if it doesn't work out for you, you can always just do the passive hold. But if it does work out for you, not a lot of other teams in Newcomer are going to be doing this, and they won't know how to fight it. Don't worry, I'll show you guys how to fight it when we go over offense. So, any more questions on the forward hold? All right. Let's say that you do the forward hold and you get forced out, or you choose not to do the forward hold at all. If you're doing the forward hold, you're getting forced out, your medic needs to run back through Jenkins with like demo all your players who don't want to get headshot. Otherwise, you're gonna eat a sniper rifle from here. Unless sniper's dead, then you can do that. But most of the time, you're gonna want to do the long rotate all the way through Jenkins up here and either out or down, and you play the passive hold. But the passive hold looks kind of like this. So you're gonna have sniper, scout, and soldier up over here on flank. You can have heavy here as well, like hiding in a corner. Usually heavy can get a cheeky pick or two before getting pushed out. But that does open up tunnel, and then you have nobody watching tunnel, and people can get behind and sack on you. So I would usually say that it's safer to put heavy in tunnel, watching that head glitch. But if your heavy wants to, you can play in here, and then your demo can also play in flank, like to get like a 1 or 2 kills with sticky traps and then leave to go back with his medic. But yeah, the rest of you guys are kind of back here. If your sniper isn't in flank, he's in chicken wire. Your medic is around here with your NG. You got dispenser here or here. Usually here is better. Get your gun somewhere out. You might be going for the funny gun play where you use rescue ranger to pull it and you put the gun drop down. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Ideally, you're playing as aggressive as you're allowed to. So most teams, even if they're passive holding, their demo at the beginning will play kind of far out like this, and their medic will play like back here from chicken wire, tanking them. And this is just to shoot people on cart, get a lot of free time off of the cap, or your demo could just sit back here and like charge stickies. Your sniper can go for pot shots. Main thing is that your medic cannot die or get forced on first, or else you're probably going to lose second for free, and that's really bad. Second is your strongest hold, so you need your medic to be playing safely. So only play your medic actually out if their sniper is dead, if their spy is dead, stuff like that. And basically, you're just playing here to get maybe a minute, right? You want to shoot people on cart. You want your soldier to build banner, so he wants to be playing passive. You want your sniper to be the main force on flank. If your sniper dies and you need to leave, you don't really want to be taking too many fights on flank, because as soon as the enemy team brings more than like 2 or 3 people over here, you're going to get pushed out. Unless your demo's playing here. But if your demo's playing here and he dies, then again, like, second is going to be pretty sketchy at the beginning. So that's kind of the passive hold. Big thing for your demo, you can put traps in here. A lot of people will miss it. I had a scrim where the enemy demo got a 5k on my team with just the traps in here. You can also put them in this bush. You can put them right up here and watch the cart at the bottom of your screen to know when to det, stuff like that. Yeah, you can put gun up here as well. Any questions about the passive hold other than when to leave? Usually you're going to want to leave if the cart gets this little squiggly. If it gets to this turn here, you want to leave. If you're down 2 or more people, or if your sniper or demo die, both of those people die, you're definitely out. If one of those people die, you need to have a few picks to stay in.
Where would the
Or
where
if
the
you lose
best like
one.
where the best spy spot be for defense?
For defense, I see spies play all over the place.
Fair enough.
A lot of spies like to sit up here, but you get checked often. Some spies, I believe, yeah, you could jump up on this, like on
Yeah.
this hose, and sit up here. You can sit up on truck. You can sit kind of like over on rock. Not a lot of people check this. But really, you just want something where you can watch what's happening in flank and main at the same time. So this rock is really good. Or you can just sit up here in flank, watching through this window. This is probably the best, but it's a little bit risky because you might accidentally just like take some spam. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So let's talk about leaving from first. So you had a first hold and you're getting pushed out. Either they own flank completely and your sniper's peeking, or they get the cart really far up, or you're down a few players. You need to leave and you need to watch for sacks as you leave. A big thing on Vigil is that enemy teams like to send players behind, namely demo, soldier, spy, maybe scout if scout isn't on cart. Like to send players behind and then try to get onto people right as they're leaving the first point. So just be aware of that. And also understand where you need to play when you move to second. So I'm going to go over the different second holds. So if you back up to second and you're dead even, like nobody has any advantages, everybody's up, both medics have Uber, stuff like that, that's going to be the default positioning. So what that is going to look like is your demo and sniper up on hill with your medic right behind you. You're going to have your pyro up here as well. You're going to have your scout kind of playing main. He's playing around here, watching this. He's ratting for spy for his NG. Your NG sitting with a gun up here or a gun over here up on the rock. Your heavy and soldier are in side tunnel. Your heavy or your soldier can both solo hold this, like to watch it. If your soldier like has banner and is walking, or if your heavy needs to rotate and play main. Like if the cart gets really close, your heavy might have to rotate and play main on these rocks. Then your soldier would play passive. Just watch it from here. But you do need, at the very beginning, I think both heavy and soldier should be watching this. And you're even, and basically you're just waiting to see where they exchange from. That's what's going on here. So enemy team might exchange from a few places, or they might just sack. That's what you're expecting. If they exchange through hill, you just use on your pyro, try to stuff them, and then play on hill for the post, assuming you don't get pushed out. You can play from shutter if you do get pushed out. If they go side tunnel, you just put in your pyro and their Uber sucks. But if they go main, which seems to be more meta these days, then you kind of just stay up on hill and shoot down at them, or you can rotate back and take like a demo scout or demo pyro exchange onto them from up top. So that is if you're even. If you're at disad, you're going to be holding in shutter. Basically what holding in shutter is that your demo is peeking with his sniper. They're both peeking hill. You have your heavy right around this corner to watch side tunnel. You have your soldier usually playing kind of out, like around where NG would be, or like in this hallway. Or your soldier could be playing even farther out, trying to get spam, stuff like that. And then your NG is playing really passive. He's usually going to keep his gun in the same spot, but he might be playing like back here. And your scout is going to be in combo. And basically, when you're playing in Shutter, you're expecting sacks or you're at huge disad. So if you're expecting sacks, you know, people are going to sack. They're going to bomb on you. Their demo's going to bomb on you. People are going to rush through main. Spy's going to decloak. This is just a way easier place to hold because you can just back up, sticky off Shutter, and have to deal with way less entrances all of a sudden, right? Or if you're at disad, you're playing to leave all the way. Like they use, wherever they use from, you back up and you choose to do one of two things. Either you think that you have lost second and you leave through spawn to the next point, or you back up and you come and refight from tracks with your sniper. This is the same thing that you do an upward second when you think that you've lost it and you're trying to refight really passive. You come out left and you peek with your sniper and you walk up through main and you're going to be at like height disadvantage, right? But you're so far away that the only thing you're really worried about is the cart, and their cart players still have a disadvantage against you, right? Because of the height. So you're just playing to swing out here with your sniper to lock this off and shoot cart. And then eventually you can slowly work your way back up, you know, with bombs or a banner, or maybe your spy gets some picks, or maybe your sniper hits a nice headshot. That's how you retake this. So that's why you play in Shutter. Either you're playing here for sacks or you're playing here to rotate tracks and then refight. But what if we have advantage, right? Having advantage on Vigil second is really fun because that means that your demo and your sniper get to play all the way up here. Your medic is kind of tucked in this corner with pyro watching. You've got your heavy and your soldier peeking kind of more aggressive inside tunnel. Wary that people could drop down on them, but kind of playing more aggressive, or your soldiers playing like over here spamming. And when you're at advantage, you want to keep that advantage, right? And every second that their enemy medic is building, you're losing that advantage. So the obvious solution is that you kill the enemy medic. So what you're playing to do in this super aggressive positioning with like your demo, your scout, everybody up here is that you're waiting to see the enemy medic get a little bit too close and then using out onto them. Or you're just playing super aggressive and their medic never gets close enough, and eventually they get Uber and you back up and play normal. So that you don't get forced. But if you are trying to get an Uber onto the enemy medic, then basically this is your spy's like shtick. Your spy is somewhere behind them. He's calling, where their medic is. As soon as their medic like crosses like these tracks here, you call like everybody in, and you use around chicken wire with like your demo, you scout, and you try to catch this medic. You kill them, and then you don't overstay your welcome. You back up to normal hold until you get Uber again. And then you move back forward. Or if you kill a bunch of them, you can just keep playing this aggressive and go into a quasi-forward hold, right? Like on first. So that's basically the 3 holds for second. Any questions on any of those?
Is there like a call out when you like are rotating between each positions?
Yeah. Usually your demo, whoever your main caller is, will call that. Like when I play demo, and I main call, usually I'm going to say standard or default hold, or then I'll be like, get forward, get aggressive, when we're doing the forward hold. Or I'll be like sack positions, which means it's passive hold, or I'll say like we're playing to leave, and everybody knows playing to leave is this passive hold, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your demo should be communicating that. Because that's a really big issue, especially in lower div teams, is that they don't know what hold they're doing. Everybody might know all 3 of these holds, but if one person thinks we're playing normal and then everybody else thinks we're playing passive, then that one person who's playing normal is going to die as soon as they walk in because he's too far forward, right? So it is a big deal to know what's going on. So that's kind of your demo's job.
All right.
I guess I didn't really go over callouts. Yeah, I was just thinking. So we got Jenkins, we got Hill, of course. This is like another shed, but most people call this roof because like scout soldiers like to get up here and shoot down. Over here we got side tunnel, a drop down, of course. We got main tunnel here. We've got another roof. I don't really know what people call this. I usually just say right above mouth of the tunnel. We got another rock here, but this is the thing that's actually called rock. We got like patio / porch / wood. And then over here we have satellite. I always heard this called suicide because of this. But I think it's better to call it satellite. I talked to the actual map creator. He calls it satellite, so that's what we're gonna do.
I think we were calling it crane before.
This
but
isn't a
same
crane,
works.
though. I mean, is this a crane? This is like a
I
gantry,
don't
not a
know.
crane.
That's what
Duck.
it is on comp.tf.
Let's just call it duck.
We'll call it crane. I mean
No, there's
There's a lot
9
of ducks
ducks,
everywhere.
and they're random. So there's like 30
Yeah,
duck
we'll call it
spots,
satellite,
and they're all
yeah.
random. So yeah, call this satellite. And then back here,
Suicide.
got-
Yeah.
back here we got shutter. We got flank. Some people call this barbecue, and then over here this is lockers. This is called locker room, and then this is burger sign because of the burger sign.
No way.
And then over
I
here,
can't believe it.
this is like tracks / long. Like I usually call this long, like I'm peeking tracks long, because everybody knows like this is a really long portion of the tracks. Everybody gets it.
Mhm.
Then this is like side door. You don't really play here a lot. This is kind of death. Like if you walk out here as a medic, you're kind of trapped and you die every time. So I wouldn't really go there unless you're like soldier bombing or something. Yeah, any other questions? All right, let's go to the third hold. This is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I think the third hold is the most fun. Second hold's kind of busted. The last hold can get kind of boring, but third hold, it is kind of crazy. There's a lot to do on this hold. As you can see, this is a massive portion of the map. Like, we have stairs here. Here we have hell. And, this is also hell. Usually, if you say, like, heavy's in hell, you know that he's about to pop up from here, stuff like that. We've got
Heavy is dead.
heavy is dead. This is called ladder because there's a ladder here.
Yeah,
There's
we call
some
it
way
ladder.
to climb this, but I don't remember how. We got burger sign. Back here we got locker room. This is a far flank. Back here, this is forwards. There's a meta where your heavy will sit here and play his head glitch instead of sitting back here. But yeah, this is far flank. Over here we got white room. This is going to be really important for your soldier on offense and on defense. And then up here we got concrete, point, and this is just tracks again. And we got crate. I think that's pretty much all the callouts. We got another cliff over here. You can call this cliff. There isn't another cliff here, so. Yeah, so I'm going to go over the basic hold, and then the forward hold, and then the passive hold. You'll notice there are usually 3 holds for any given point. So the basic hold, let's say you back up to third, and it's dead even again. Both people have Ubers, or nobody has Ubers, and you all have the same amount of players. So what that's going to look like is your heavy and soldier are going to be playing flank. Scout's going to be over here too. Your heavy's mainly going to be playing this head glitch. Your soldier is mainly going to be playing this rock to spam. And then when he gets pushed out, he's going to jump back. Either play back here and keep this spam up, or go all the way back to white room and peek cart from here. Your scout's going to do scout things. Sit up on rock, 2-shot people, be cool. And then you got your NG, who's going to have a dispenser like here-ish. Not all the way in this corner. This sucks. This encourages people to play in the corner where they can't do anything. This encourages people to always be watching about what's going on, so put it here. And then they're going to have a gun like up here on crates, or down here on the tracks, or back here on the concrete, wherever your NG's feeling. Then your demo is going to be playing pretty far out, kind of off concrete, playing to peek main, playing to see what's going on over there, playing to spam flank, but mainly playing to peek main and rotate to stuff flank Ubers. I'll talk about that in a second. Your pyro is going to be with your med, and your medic is going to spend a lot of time around dispenser. But I want to stress this. This isn't the kind of thing where your whole team sits on concrete. That hole blows, right? I see too many teams, everybody sits on concrete. You want to know what you can do from concrete? Absolutely zilch. Not a fucking thing. This sucks, because demo will just stick this off and you peek it and take 450 damage. Like, you cannot do anything from concrete. So the only people who should be on concrete are your medic, who can heal people, even if they're taking an aggressive fight and can drop down quickly and get back up. Or your NG, taking care of buildings, spy checking, all that stuff. I don't really want to see anybody else on concrete other than maybe pyro. Like, if your medic takes a fuck ton of damage and backs up to dispenser, then your pyro can go with you, right? But nobody else. Everybody else has to be playing out, or else you lose. Don't play on concrete. Okay, with that deranged rant out of the way, that's basically the default hold. You play to exchange with pyro and demo, or if enemy team goes far flank, which is the meta, you play to meet them. Basically, your spy needs to be gang stalking their sniper, calling where he is at all times. That way you guys can rotate freely. So
Or
if
just
you
kill
hear...
them.
Yeah, that too. But if you hear they're going far flank, or they're going ladder / connector, or they're going burger sign, your first thing that you guys need to do is, if you're even, you rotate. Your demo calls, okay, we're going to go meet them. And your demo, pyro, and medic all rotate over here and play outside these ladders to fight this hold. Fight this Uber. Because most teams like to Uber through ladders or Uber around flank, and you want to rotate to meet them so they don't get to do that for free. Otherwise, enemy team gets all this space for free, and your heavy and soldier both die in that Uber, and then they're playing from high ground. You guys have lost, right? So you need to rotate to meet them. So that's the main thing about this hold. Rotating between standard, shooting at cart, and flank, shooting at flank / cart. Does that all make sense so far?
What if they Uber through the main track area? I don't know if they would do the meta if they're new players.
Well, Ubering through main tracks can be good, but I said that you only rotate to flank if their combo is called flank, right?
I see.
So if their combo isn't flank, then you just hold in these positions, because this is better. Otherwise, if they are going flank, your demo plays here-ish, your pyro plays here-ish, your medic kind of plays on these packs, or to like avoid sniper, wherever sniper is. If sniper's main, he plays like over here. Sniper's burger sign, he plays like over here, right?
What about
That all
Hell?
makes sense. Hell, your scout should kind of be watching this, as well as your NG and even your soldier. Like, if enemy team is in flank, if enemy team is in flank, like pretty deep, then your soldier should be
Did
able
you
to
say
see what's
scout,
going
NG,
on.
and soldier?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Spy's going to be so far away, you cannot watch this. He's going to be over there.
Yeah, I know. I was just, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, if your soldier's playing pretty aggressive and spamming, and your heavy is still over here in the head glitch, then mainly, like, your scout is going to be kind of playing around this area, and he'd be watching and hearing and calling that. Or if the enemy flank is super aggressive and your soldier's pushed back all the way to here, then he'll have that in his field of view, right? If your heavy gets pushed out, then he'll be back here as well.
So
That's
what's
less
the
common.
counter if they Uber from hell?
An Uber from hell is possibly the worst Uber that you can take on this entire map. Because if they try to Uber through here first, they have to make a jump, right? And I know a lot of people aren't very good at pressing space, but after that, your pyro turns around and presses M2, and their entire Uber is fucked from the start.
Yep.
Or let's say in a miracle, they all get up. Their entire Uber gets up here. There's a gun right here.
Yep.
They're getting shot into this fucking rock, and then your pyro comes over and pushes them into the pit or pushes them back down. Or just your team has crazy high ground. Like I hear Uber from hell. I'm backing up as demo. I'm sitting up here and I'm just raining down stickies. My flank is sitting from high ground shooting at these bozos, right? Like that Uber sucks. So you should be aware of hell.
I still ask though because again we're playing with bad players.
If they Uber from hell, put it on your pyro, and if your pyro isn't around, put it on your demo, and your demo will just trap it off, and as soon as the Uber ends, they die. And even if they, in a miracle, get out and like get up onto this high ground, they're still fighting from low ground from your entire flank. So, and from this position, like it's just not very good. But you do need to be aware of hell. Yeah, if you've rotated into flank, you do need to be aware of hell because like I've played medic and I've played heavy and I've been that heavy and I've been this medic. Like if I'm playing medic here and I'm healing my players and I turn around, there's a heavy, doing this head glitch and like dealing 50 damage in a second, even from this range, then I'm gonna have to force very quickly or like try to get out of his way and rotate into a crazy sightline, right? So you do need to be aware of hell. That's why you need to have somebody watching it. Because if heavy pops up or if like somebody wraps through here, then your med could get forced really easily. So that's why it's kind of on your scout to be watching this most of the time. Or your NG. Your NG doesn't have a lot going on other than spy checking. So if like your NG has like his buildings up, he can kind of just like sit around here, shoot at that every now and again, be spy checking. Yeah, so that's the default. You want to exchange in ladders. If they go flank, you want to exchange in main with pyro. If they go main, pyro and ladders too is good. Although what I do is I call aggressive Ubers on defense. So I will rotate flank, and if I hear that their combo is close here, I will use into them on demo, pyro, demo, scout. And then their Uber sucks, because even though we used first, they're all the way back here, and they're getting forced, and their Uber, it takes most of their Uber even to move into a position where they can be useful, right? Plus, I still own flank because I'm being proactive. So aggressive Ubers into them here are good. Any questions about the default hold or the rotate to flank?
Yeah, real quick.
We can
Where is
follow
sniper
up
supposed
with
to
that.
be?
Yeah. I was gonna
Ideally,
ask that.
your sniper is going to be in flank a lot of the time. Like if they're going flank, your sniper should be in flank. If they're not going flank, your sniper can kind of just play around tracks, like around where sentry would be, watching this angle, this, all the way over here, depending on where sniper is. What your sniper should not be doing is peeking here, because this is a death trap. Notice I say you play back here if you rotate flank. If you play in here, you die. Or your sniper can play all the way back here and still be really useful. Like your sniper can play all the fucking way back here and still see into flank and still see onto tracks. Or like it's crazy. Your sniper can play wherever.
Yeah, but that probably makes them way more spy vulnerable. 'Cause they're
Yeah,
away from their
so-
team.
I feel like
I'll
if they're
talk
in that
That's when
position,
I just
like,
killed the
pretty
spy
bad.
for him.
Yeah, like if your sniper is playing all the way back here, you're in the passive hold, in which case your NG is also here, so your sniper
Oh
shouldn't be
yeah,
dying.
yeah.
Let's go over the forward hold. There is like a proper forward hold, but mainly the forward hold is just you play like flank but more aggressive. So like your demo is like kind of all the way through here. Your medic and pyro are kind of around him. You have your soldier again up like on these rocks, but your heavy is also here with him watching locker room. And your scout is really aggressive, kind of around combo. Because if you're playing aggressive, you need to get out quickly as well. So your scout needs to be there to give your medic scout speed. And then your NG can like move his gun up like onto point, like right in front of point, and just be playing super aggressive like this. There is like a Froggy Land hold, I believe, where you actually hold in flank, but I've known that hold for like 2 years, and I've only gotten it off a few times actually well. I just don't think it's very good. So forward hold is you just play even more aggressive, but you again play to leave or exchange. You play to use into them because you have Uber and kill their medic, or you play to use into them because both of you have Uber and their Uber is like super far back and it sucks. Then I guess we'll go over the passive hold. So holding third at disad, it kind of blows. It's really bad because there's no way to like passive hold flank really. Like the best thing that you can do is have your players hold in white room and then push back out. But you're pushing back out right next to a cliff and from a tiny little choke. It's not very good. So the way that you would passive hold third, you're basically just playing to leave, is you'd have your gun really passive like back here or like back here. Your sniper and NG would be all the way back. Your medic would be like up here. And your demo would be down here. Your pyro would be with your medic. Your soldier and your heavy would be over here in white room. Making sure that nobody wraps you. And they have the ability to peek out and spam this. And really, you're just like relying on your demo to hit crazy stickies and pipes, and your sniper to get kills here, and your spy to get like a crazy miracle. On that, then Scout plays like around combo. He can rotate between.
Crazy miracle.
Yeah. Like if you're playing this passive, you're at full disad, and the only thing that's gonna save you is like if your spy gets like a chain stab of like 3, or if like enemy demo or medic dies.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what saves you. So either your sniper or your spy gets that, or like your sticky trap does it or something.
Ah, yeah.
And you're basically just playing back and you're playing to leave. So like as soon as Cart gets like up that hill, or even before that, you guys just dip out and you leave main, and your sniper keeps watching this angle until you're all the way out. And you go to the last hold. Any questions about the passive hold?
No, I do actually have an overall engineer question though.
Yeah.
Should I still be backpacking him, like on payload, no matter what?
No. Sentry is really important on payload because when you have a sentry up, you are giving the enemy team's Uber a side objective, and if they don't complete it, they lose, right? So having level 3 up at all times is super important. Even more important sometimes than your sniper. And your sniper should be playing in positions where you don't need to backpack him, right? Like if I'm playing sniper, my demo is really aggressive, and I have like a gun up here, then I'm going to be playing in between like my demo and my gun, and my pyro is going to be right next to me because my medic is up here. Like I'm in a super safe position right now. Or if I'm playing flank, then like I've got my scout right next to me. I got my soldier who's spy checking constantly with rockets. I've got a heavy who is watching everything at all times. Like that's safe. If your sniper is playing in positions where he's going to get stabbed on repeat, that's kind of his fault a lot of time.
All right, and I assume same thing goes for offense.
Yeah. On
Okay.
offense, yeah, pretty much. You want to be focusing on cart most of the time. Like if sniper needs protection on offense, that's really his combo's job most of the time.
All right.
Yeah. One thing I should say about the passive hold is that you're playing to go back into the default hold. Like the entire idea is that either their Uber really sucks or they drop Uber or something, and you move back into the forward hold. And that just consists of everybody walking forward, plus your flank breaking out white room and getting back up onto hill, and you guys fighting cart all at the same time. But if you're playing passive hold, getting back into the default hold is really hard. So I would only really do it if you're confident that you can.
All right.
All right, last hold. This last hold is kind of crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to try to go over it comprehensively, but not so long that we're here for 2 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, once again, that everything's even. Same players, same Ubers. Let's go over that hold. So that's going to look like a gun up here, or down here, or better yet, up here. I'll talk about that in a second. Your medic is kind of playing around here on these stairs. Your demo is in main. Right, your demo's like playing pretty aggressive.
Shouldn't the medic be up there?
This fucking sucks.
What? But next to the hole, a spy could be in that hole. Decloak, get the medic.
Yeah, that's
No, it
what my
can't.
teleporter for.
It can theoretically do this, but you have a pyro and an NG right here, and if your medic is
I
playing here and a
guess.
spy decloaks, You have headphones. You hear this motherfucker. He's
I'm
not slick.
Comms though makes it pretty, cluttered
You can hear a
sometimes.
spy. I've
Alright.
never gotten stabbed from a spy decloaking here. Not once.
All right.
All right. Oh yeah. Hey. Do I put my exit just like right behind those little computer terminals so like Pyro can spam the ones you're standing on?
I've seen exit here so your medic can like beam people. I
Okay.
haven't seen exit here really.
Or detonator spam or something.
I'll specify why this fucking sucks, by the way.
Okay. All right,
Because
yeah.
if enemy sniper gets into big door, you are forced. You cannot leave. You have to use to get out.
Can they peek all the way into the? If you're like all the way in the corner, can they see you?
No.
Oh. Then
But
can you not just
in
go
order
into the
to
corner?
Dude, you're missing the
don't know.
entire point. If
Okay,
you're
sorry.
here, literally one person can force you. Either you have to leave to go actually heal players, like you can't heal anybody from here effectively. You have to leave to go heal
Yeah.
players, and you get sniped. Or a spy decloaks and you're stuck in a corner. Literally, spy
Yeah,
can
yeah.
decloak here and just start shooting at you with a revolver, and you force every time.
Yeah, I guess that's
Or
true,
a single soldier can bomb, or they can walk flank
Or
and
a demo
see you,
man.
or a demo can
I
just
believe
peek
it
main
was-
and just spam stickies here. Like this is
Okay.
the worst position known to man. I played medic for
I
4
believe
seasons.
it was
It
last
sucks.
time I played. I think it was last time I played Vigil, where there was a sniper just in,
In flank.
yeah, like around there.
Oh yeah,
in
go recall.
flank.
It's big door, red room, main, flank.
Alright. So, sniper was first at big door, and then he got pushed by the flank away, and then
Mhm.
later he came through the flank, and I couldn't really do anything in that spot.
Mm.
Even just a soldier getting here, which is not that hard, just spams 3 rockets and your medic is forced out of position and dies, or gets forced or gets shot or something. This
Yeah.
position is fucking terrible. No, you play out, and if sniper goes big door, this is a much better position. Because
Yeah.
even though it looks like it's smaller, you're way more safe here. Plus, you can back up like into your spawn and barely peek him. Whereas here, if you need to get back into your spawn or something, you're peeking him the entire way. Plus, you can actually heal people from this position still. So yeah, don't ever play here. You're playing aggressive. You got your demo in main. You've got your soldier or heavy watching this. Usually, it's going to be heavy, and the soldier's over here in flank, just because soldier is way more maneuverable. He can jump over to help heavy if he needs to, but most of the time he's going to be up in flank.
What about demo in red room?
If a demo comes red room, then your demo, who is right here, looks over and spams stickies.
No, I mean your demo in red room.
That
Our
sucks.
demo. Okay.
You can get in here and like go for an exchange, or you can like peek this and put up sticks, or like just spam for a second. But actually, just sitting here
No,
is
not
really
sitting there,
bad.
just like playing in there.
No, it sucks.
Okay.
If you want a forward hold, you have to play out. So there is
Okay.
an even forwarder hold where your demo plays out and your medic plays here, and your heavy watches tracks and your pyro spy checks.
Mhm.
Like you get your demo sniper and scout out watching this, but you get pushed out immediately because enemy team just goes tracks, and their demo just puts stickies here and shoots heavy, and they just
Yeah,
walk.
yeah.
So
Okay.
no, don't play in here.
Fair enough.
And then yeah, you got flank, you got your scout and your soldier out here watching this. Ideally, they're gonna be outside of flank. Like if your team is playing really aggressive, like if your demo's peeking main and your sniper's peeking main, and you have like control with your heavy of red room and he's getting tanked and peeking that, then you can play out. Like your soldier will play up here, or your scout will be like peeking this. But you can't really do that for long. You're gonna get forced out. Sniper's gonna look at you. So for the most part, you're just playing back here and spamming, or playing up here where you can spam every angle. I like to play here because I can spam big door, main, red room, and flank all from like this one angle. And your scout will play to rotate to combo to go for aggressive Ubers and stuff. Really, you are just playing for an exchange. Your heavy is playing to own red room in the post of the exchange. Your soldier and scout are playing to own flank in the post of the exchange. And you guys are playing to exchange, wherever they come. Main, big door, whatever. And you want to play this aggressive because if you play more passive and you give up all the space for free, there is nothing to stop big door. Your sniper can try to take this SVS, but if he loses, it's over. The reason that you play aggressive on this map is because your demo can spam stickies. This is the perfect distance where he can spam stickies into big door, and their sniper will never be allowed to peek because he's got spam from flank. And even if, enemy team gets a soldier up here and you can't peek flank anymore, your demo is sitting here spamming you out, and you'll never be allowed to peek. That's why you play so aggressive, so that you can own big door. Yeah, so it's like the default hold if you're even. If you back up, this is like a rotation hold, is what I like to call it. Basically, if you're not forward holding up here and you're playing back here, more passive, like your medic, your demo, all up on this flank, you've got your heavy in flank and your soldier in flank, and nobody's watching red room other than your demo, and like your people from flank are peeking it. You're playing to rotate. Basically, if you're playing back here, you're usually at disad, and you're playing to rotate wherever the enemy team comes in. If enemy team comes in from main, you leave right, and you come and you refight from far flank, or you just back up into this massive space that is flank, and then you come and refight in post. If they walk flank, you walk up and you own this high ground in post. And then your flank players refight it in post Uber. That is what you're doing if you're playing passive. But if you're playing even or aggressive, you want to be all the way up here. Don't ever play here. This hold is old and it sucks. It is better, if you're going to be playing a passive hold consistently, it is better to play from back here and be peeking like this than it is to be playing over here, because you are in so much more of a sight line here.
Yeah.
From over here, you're in like main sight line, maybe red room, and then you can choose to be peeking big door. Over here, you are always peeking big door no matter what, but you're not always peeking main or red room. And big door is much more dangerous. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to be taking aggressive Ubers, which I do suggest on last, that is when you would come red room. You'd spot medic. If medic's like right here, you just use into them, demo scout, and kill them. If medic's back there, then you just pressure them out. Or you just exchange into them. Like if I hear like there's 5 people in red room, it looks like they're going to exchange, then I'll just walk in here and just use into them. And then their Uber sucks because they're so far away from everything. But the main Ubers that you're going to see are through main and through big door. Big door, people are just going to drop down and use in through here. In that case, you just want to back up, kite it, get on high ground, and then use back into them. Or if they use through main, you just want to exchange immediately, usually.
Hydro air blast
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
cliff on big door.
Yeah. That's basically the last hold. If you're ever getting spawn camped, come out right side. Your win condition for post Ubers is to own flank or own red room. So basically, either you need your scout and soldier to have flank after the Uber ends, or you need your heavy to own red room when the Uber ends. And again, your soldier can rotate between these two positions based on what's getting pressured more. Like if your demo's super fucking aggressive, they can't really get into flank, right? You can just have a scout here watching this and calling if they go like the far cliff, and you're fine. But if your demo's playing more passive, then you need your soldier there. All that good?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Where are these sentry spots for all the ways to defend?
Yeah, so I think that the best entry spot on last is like right here. If you're playing really aggressive, you can play super fucking aggressive and back up, and this sentry, it watches everything, and if you're playing aggressive enough, it's going to be really hard to peek and destroy it, because if you peek big door, you get killed by a demo. If you try to walk into flank, you get spammed out by a demo and a soldier. And if you try to peek main, like you have to peek so far in order to see that gun, like you have to peek all the way up into here, in which case you have a heavy here who shreds you and a demo, right? And a sniper. So I think this is the best position if you're playing really aggressive. Otherwise, gun here is pretty good. Gun up on crates is pretty good. One of my favorite spots, actually, is you put gun up here where soldier sits, and you put dispenser here, and then your NG just sits on top of his dispenser, sitting here whacking the gun in every push. And it's really good. It makes the gun almost impossible to go down.
Just
You
use
sit up
stock
here.
because that repairs it faster.
Yeah, you sit up here. When people walk, you wrangle, you shoot them for a second, and then you just sit here and repair it. It's like, even though it's wrangled and not shooting anybody, they still just have to sit here and shoot at it until it dies, because in the post, they lose if that gun is still up.
Then I could just use Rescue Ranger 2 to heal it even more.
Yeah, if you wanted to. So, yeah, those are the good positions. Guess let's go for offense now, right? I'll go on to blue, so that makes more sense for the video watchers.
Yay.
You know, like,
Sorry if I sound a little bit out of breath. It's like 80-something degrees in my room.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm in
Honestly,
Arizona.
American,
It is
what's
hell
that?
on earth. It's like 30 Celsius, a little bit above 30 Celsius, I think.
How are these motherfuckers alive in America, bro?
That's not crazy.
Dude, it's
hot.
like a
For
90
your room, that
degrees
is pretty
on
hot.
average where I am. Like
Yeah.
90
I live in
Fahrenheit.
Canada,
Yes,
bro.
it
My
is-
hottest gets at like
It is here
30
too, but that's
most.
outside. Inside, it's room temperature.
30 is like a maximum for summer. It's like a typical 20.
I think it's over 100 degrees outside right now. I'm in
Oh, dang.
Oh yeah.
I'm in Arizona. It is hot.
Oh, dude, I feel bad.
Let's talk about
Arizona,
pushing.
like, your boots just melts the cement.
I've seen it happen. You can cook eggs on the cement on the sidewalk. It's hot.
Practical.
Pushing. There's pretty much like a fixed formula for pushing first, I think. Main thing that I always call is you put scout and NG on cart, and then literally everybody else comes flank. You might think, this is flank, this isn't main, why are we here? And I'll show you why. So first, you don't die to all the stickies, you come flank, you own this, like your demo spams it out, your soldier bombs it, your pyro bonks up here, bots up here, I mean. And then your sniper can watch this for a second, and you guys can see, like, is heavy over there? If he isn't, then your soldier might want to go behind. Is heavy up on top? You know that like your cart pushers are going to have a problem. You can just see a lot of stuff from here. Main thing is, where's the enemy sniper? Is the enemy sniper here? If you can't see him, he's probably watching flank. And that's a big deal. So the way that you take flank is thus. Your pyro and your sniper drop down, and your sniper starts hard scoping, ready to peek this angle. Your pyro makes sure that he doesn't die to a spy. Your demo and your soldier and your heavy are all going to push from this angle. Your soldier is going to bomb. At the exact time that your soldier bombs, your sniper is going to peek. Your demo is going to drop down. And your heavy is going to drop down and rev around this corner. And then a lot of things have happened all at once. First, your soldier is bombing and something is about to take a bunch of damage. Your sniper is peeking, so all of a sudden enemy players are scrambling to get out of that sight line. Or enemy sniper is suddenly distracted by trying to take that SVS. And your demo is peeking. So the first thing your demo does is he spams out this corner, see if heavy's hiding. They spam out this corner, see if heavy's hiding. Just be aware of that. And you guys just walk up and take flank. Your soldier's bombing, your demo's walking, your heavy's revving around, your sniper's walking, your pyro's in, and you own flank. And from here you have two options. One, your sniper can watch this, and your demo and your soldier can spam chicken wire, shoot out gun wherever it is. Or you can peek all the way over here. This is kind of risky, because obviously
Air blast.
map hazards are a thing. I've almost never seen a pyro rotate over here to take this fight, but you could still get blasted off.
Mm.
You never know.
So what I really suggest is you get your soldier and your demo and your sniper over here, and then your heavy and pyro kind of come over here and take this fight. And you do things in this order. First, clear anybody in drop down, like your soldier, sniper, demo, I'll shoot whoever's in drop down, or shoot the heavy who's in tunnel. And then you guys shoot at gun and sniper. Ideally sniper first, but gun might take precedence if he's wrangling it at you. And all of this does a few things. First, you're locking off this angle. Enemy players from this point forward either have to peek sniper and potentially die, or they have to play really far back and leave. So that's good. And you're also making distraction for your cart pushers. If you do this properly, your cart pushers will never have to get off of cart. From the moment that they start getting on cart to the moment that they make this turn, right when they're making this turn is when your soldier and sniper should be bombing and peeking. So they never have to get off of cart here. That is the ideal way to do this.
Yeah, because obviously it's time. It's all about how fast you do it.
Yeah.
So.
And even if you do this and like you die, like soldier bombs, enemy scout pushes, like your sniper loses SVS or something, and you all wipe here, that's still fine because you made a distraction. You probably got cart time off of it, and you can just come do it next time you guys come up, and you can also have like your scout in on next time as well. So you can just try again.
So what's medic's position?
Medic is sitting in spawn.
Mm-hmm.
On basically every payload map, your medic does not come out of spawn until the second point. Reason being, first points kind of unanimously suck, and they're really hard to hold, and they're easy to push. And you want that Uber to be for second, because obviously if your medic comes out here and comes and pushes with this, it'll probably be a lot easier to take flank, but your medic is also going to force or drop in the process, almost certainly. Because if I'm on defense and I see medic come out, I'm like, okay, this is pretty free. I send my medic back with my NG and maybe a few other players, and everybody else just kind of bots for medic. and it's still good. Or they just like get sniped bombs in the process of pushing the point.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Those cart pushers, which classes would they be?
Me and
NG and Scout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Cool.
The only time your Scout ever really gets off of cart on offense is if you're taking an Uber with him, which is sometimes. Not every Uber, but it's pretty common. Your NG never gets off of cart. Like, the only time your NG gets off of cart is like he gets up here, he places down a telly, and then he immediately gets back on cart, right?
So we're
So-
gluing ourselves to the cart.
Yeah. You sit on cart until people force you off of it or you die, basically.
Got you.
Yeah, so if this
And it-
flank push isn't... Oh, go ahead.
I was wondering, if you get like forced off, right? You're in a position where you can't push the cart. Does engineer just like set up base? I guess.
Yeah, he sets up his telly, his gun. He spy checks. He can go sit with sniper for a second while you're waiting for a push. Stuff like that. But as soon as the card is available for him to be on again, he should be on it. He should be like always keeping that as his first priority.
Basically, if I think I'm not gonna die while pushing the cart, I'm.
Yeah,
Push
but
cart.
even if you think you are gonna die while pushing the cart, you can still go for it. Like in the middle of an Uber or right after an Uber, even if it's likely for you to die, you should usually be getting on cart because that cart time is important. If you think about it, if you're taking an offensive Uber and the defense, like also Ubers, if you're on defense, your first priority is to shoot cart pushers, right? Which means that your offense gets to kill gun, shoot people, make enemy team flash, right? So sometimes you
you're-
want to be in and
I'm
dying,
mainly
sometimes you're
speaking
going to be
about
waiting for post.
stalemates.
For stalemate, just set up your gun.
Yeah.
Watch for spy. Touch cart so it doesn't roll backwards. Yeah, if this flank push isn't working for you, then you can go for sacks. So you can have like everybody but your medic go die. Like your car pushers get on cart, everybody else bombs and bots forward, trying to like force people out, kill the gun, kill the med, stuff like that. Or you can come hill with your demo sniper and try to own this ground. I don't think hill is very good because enemy team can still shoot at cart without ever peeking hill pushers. Just by like peeking this angle very safely, you can still shoot at cart. Or even from flank, you're pretty safe from hill. Just keep shooting at cart. So I don't think hill's very good, but sometimes it works. It just depends on what the enemy team is doing. Okay. Give me 1 second to drink something, and I'll be right back.
Personally, I could.
Funny
gun.
moments.
All right, so let's talk about sack theory. Sack theory is this idea that anytime you're not actively pushing or taking an Uber, you should be sacking, which is kind of true. And I'm going to talk about it right now. So after you cap first, if the enemy sniper isn't dead, or if the enemy medic still has Uber, I want you guys to go for a sack immediately. What that looks like is your medic comes out, everybody gets buffed right around this area, and then everybody sacks. So your scout and NG just sit on cart, and then your demo, heavy, sniper, soldier, spy, all go for a sack at the same time. This could be your demo walks through main and just spams stickies, right? Trying to get a force. This could be your soldier bombing through main really high over here, or bombing through side tunnel. Your sniper just bots up and goes for a quick shot, stuff like that. The reason that you're doing this, you may think, we could be exchanging right now. We could be pressuring our sniper. You guys don't have cart time. So if you think about it, even if you take an exchange and it's good and like you own hill in the post, your cart is still like back here, slowly moving forward. So by the time the enemy team gets back together, like regroups all their players and goes to push you guys out, you won't have capped yet. So it doesn't make sense to go for that Uber, because in order to actually win, you would have to be spawn camping because you don't have any cart time. So you go for a sack to fill up that time while you're waiting for cart to move forward. Does that all make sense?
All right.
Yeah.
Anytime you're going to be waiting for cart time, I would suggest just go for a sack instead of exchanging. Only exchange if you think in the post, like in the post exchange, when the Uber is over, or when the aggressive Uber is over. Unless you can be spawn camping, I don't think it's very good, because enemy team has enough time to regroup and try to push you guys out. So when you cap first, immediately go for a sack, and then there are 3 Ubers into second. That is Hill Uber, which is pretty common. You've got main tunnel Uber, which I think is the best Uber overall. And you've got side tunnel Uber, which kind of sucks, and I don't want to see you guys do it unless their pyro is dead. So, what are the conditions for each of these Ubers? If you don't have Uber, you're going to be working your sniper, and if you do have Uber, you want to set up your sniper for the post fight. So what that looks like is if you don't have Uber, you're trying to like take hill, pressure this, get your sniper up, get him a better angle. And if you do have Uber, you want to end in a place where your sniper can see everybody. That makes sense?
Where is
So
that
they're-
final spot?
Up here.
Okay.
So if their sniper is dead, or if their demo is dead, usually you want to take a hill Uber. Or if you're at ad, the hill Uber is best because you can kind of milk it because their sniper shouldn't be this aggressive. And if he is, you use into him and he dies and you own hill in the post anyways. So if you're at ad, or if sniper demo are dead, you want to use over hill. You want to get up here with your demo and your sniper and your scout. You want to trap off shutter. You want to have everybody pushing cart in the post. You want to have like soldier heavy being inside tunnel in post, or you want your soldier up on roof in post, or you want your heavy to be like in main in post, just somewhere annoying. Somewhere like if they try to push through shutter, there's a heavy here and they have to deal with that before getting to you guys, right? Or if they want to go contest cart, there's a heavy here and they have to deal with that before getting to cart, right? Stuff like that. That's where you want to be your flankers to where you want your flankers to be. But everybody else wants to be on hill. Your cart pushers will be on cart. So if your scout's in this Uber, he's killing people, he's fragging, and then he gets back on cart jail right in the post. That is the hill Uber. You want to own hill in the post. You want your sniper to be up here, holding this angle or this angle, making sure they can't re-peek for free. And you want your demo trapping off shutter. Hill Uber is, in my opinion, not good unless demo or sniper is dead, because you have to use super early, and you spend a lot of time walking, which makes your Uber less effective. Plus, it is really easy to get stuck in this choke here, and there's a ton of place for stickies to go for your medic to drop, right? Like, Hill Uber isn't the best unless you can milk it a little bit because their demo or sniper is dead, or if you can own post or own Hill and post for free if because their demo or sniper is dead. The best Uber, in my opinion, is almost always going to be the tunnel Uber. This Uber is super versatile because you can sit here with your flank, or with your combo, I mean. Your soldier and your sniper are ready to go hill and post. Everybody else is kind of in main tunnel. You got your heavy over here. You've got your scout in main. And what you do is your demo walks through. You use on him. He peeks this and he takes this angle kind of wide, butting himself up against this rock so he doesn't get pushed off. He takes this angle wide and he shoots dispenser. He shoots the gun first. He shoots medic to get that force out. And then your scout is running along this wall. Your scout gets a flash. He's up here. He's shooting things. He's killing things. And all the while, you've got 2 people on cart that are guarded by this Uber. If enemy players try to take this exchange back onto you, like they use down onto you, and try to shoot their cart players, they've got a scout in their face, and your demo is also bouncing them all over the place with his balls and shooting the gun and all that. So like there's a lot of obstacles before they can get on your cart players. And then in post, because the enemy team is so focused on you guys, in the post Uber, your soldier bombs, he gets up on top of here and starts raining down rockets, and then your sniper walks up and takes this angle. And either your pyro's with him or your pyro's on cart. And then all of a sudden, there's so many things to deal with. You've got a demo shooting at you. You've got a sniper on hill. You've got a soldier up here. You got a heavy pushing side tunnel. What are you going to do first? They make a mistake and then you win. And if you don't win convincingly off of this, which often you won't, you use this Uber and then you leave. Like there's 40% Uber left, like 3 seconds, and then you leave. And then you rotate and you, with your scout and your demo, you get back up onto hill. Because their sentry's dead, they're still dealing with people who are peeking right in the post, and you get back up and you refight this from hill. That is, I think, the ideal Uber. I mentioned earlier the side tunnel Uber. This shit sucks. Like, the only reason that you do this is if their pyro's dead and you can't get stuffed, and you'd be taking, like, a demo scout straight into them, but you're ending at low ground. They can just sit up here on hill. Even if you try to wrap them, this isn't very good. You're so far away, they can just kill your players in low ground and look back at you. And there's absolutely no support for your cart players at all. So that's how to push second, basically. Lock them out of shutter, get your sniper on hill, walk through main, kill gun, sit on cart, and win. Any questions about how to push second? All right. Yeah, let's move to third. So let's say that you guys are pushing third, you just 1 second, and it is dead even again. You're going to be going flank. The only time you ever don't go flank with your combo is if you're at full ad, in which case you still send soldier, sniper, heavy flank. Or no, soldier, sniper, scout flank. You want your heavy with you in this one. And then you just walk up and you take an aggressive exchange or aggressive Uber, because you're at ad, up onto here. You can do an exchange if they're down like 3 players when you're pushing third, but otherwise, you just want to take an aggressive Uber and own concrete and trap them out, and then you have your sniper peeking in post. But most of the time, if you're even, you're just going to bring everybody but your cart pushers over here into flank. So the only people in main are going to be your scout and your NG. Everybody else comes flank. And the reason why is, one, you've got this angle for your sniper, which is very strong. Your sniper can be peeking this. Suddenly, everybody is super divided, and your cart players can get a ton of pressure for free. And even better, your demo, your soldier, your heavy can all come flank here.
And
Push
own
out
the
their
high ground.
flank, because you've got combo. Huh?
And then like own the high ground.
Yeah. So they come here, your demo. You only do this if you're even or at ad, by the way. If you're at disad and you come here, enemy demo is going to just walk through ladders and kill you. So
Hey,
if you're
Cam,
at disad, play from back here. Yeah?
this is off topic, but after this, do you have time to demo review me?
You're on spy, right?
Yeah.
I'm not an expert at spy. I could
Yeah,
get somebody
I
who
guess that-
is.
I have a spy. I have 2 spies that I talk to, but I like having multiple opinions,
Yeah, I think I'd have time for that.
Okay.
All right. So if you're at disad, only peek from here or play main where you can leave. Here you can leave really easily. But if you're even or at ad, you come here, your demo traps off connector, your medic is with you, your pyro is with you, and then your soldier and your sniper and maybe your heavy all come this way. You spam out the heavy here. You shoot the players who are peeking you from passive, and your sniper peeks this angle. If you're waiting for Uber. If you have Uber, then your sniper is going to do this right in the post. So if you have Uber, you're going to walk through connector here, take this Uber, kill heavy first, he's the most important, turn around, shoot gun, wherever it is, and take this exchange. And then right after Uber ends, your sniper peeks. Your sniper peeks, your soldier, you want your soldier to bomb into white room here and get behind. You would not believe how many times me being behind one pushes when I played soldier. Just being back here and spamming this and just like the enemy team's knowledge of you being a rat in their back is really important. It's really good. And then you just own high grounded flank and you get your cart pushers up, your demo plays from here or from here. You get stickies up and then you have cart pushers. Usually you want cart pushers to be in on the Uber when you exchange through here because again, you're kind of guarding them a little bit. And once cart is up the hill, you can kind of just sack people onto cart until it caps, right? Yeah, so that's basically how to push third. Again, main Ubers are like if you're at ad, you can take an Uber through main because you have less walking to do once you use to get on top of them. Yeah. Ready to learn how to push last?
First, what do we do while we wait for the cart to go from second over to third?
You want to be getting into flank. This is a really long rotation, so it's going to take about as long for you guys to get from shutter over through all the way into flank as it is for the cart to get from second to like here-ish. And once the cart's like around here, you guys can start going for Ubers. If you're already doing that rotation really quickly and your cart is still super slow, you can go for a sack, or you can just like sit in flank here and work your sniper and try to get a pick. It's whatever you want to do. I'd usually suggest working your sniper on this point because it's so strong the sightline is busted. Otherwise, you can just like bomb soldier, bomb demo, stuff like that. All right. Pushing last. Pushing last fucking sucks. Because nobody understands how to do it. This is how you push last. You need to have people in the post-Uber peeking from red room, big door, and flank. And if you don't have all three of those spaces controlled in post, you're pretty much going to lose every time. So let's talk about what you're doing. If you're at ad, again, you can take an Uber through main, but for the most part, your team is going to be sitting out here in flank, working sniper. So if you're at ad, you can take an Uber through main, or you can take it straight through red room and just walk up and own this high ground in post. Otherwise, let's talk about defaults like you're even. So you're going to be playing out, and the entire point of this last is to pressure your sniper through big door. So you're going to leave heavy and soldier here, watching red room. Your NG is going to be in main. Your scout is going to be in main a lot of the time as well. Pushing cart, pressuring cart, making sure that it's not rolling backwards. And then your combo is going to be up here on this roof. Your sniper is going to be down there. Your pyro is going to be down there, making sure your sniper doesn't get stabbed. Your medic and your demo are up here. And your demo is just trapping this off. And your sniper is going for this peek and trying to get any pick that he can. After this point, when you're doing this peek, you can rotate your soldier to be over here, or you can rotate your scout. Rotating your scout is better because having a soldier watch red room is really good. And you are peeking your sniper until you get Uber and you exchange, or until you get a pick. And if you get a pick, then you can start pressuring. And even if you have Uber, you can just sit here and waste time trying to get a pick with your sniper. Having sniper and big door is really important. So let's talk about where to take Ubers and how to take them. For the most part, your Ubers are going to be taken through big door. Big door is really good. It's wide open. You can use pretty much immediately as you drop down with your medic up top, and he drops down with you. You own big door and post. Your sniper is going to be here, and it's really easy to set up both of your groups of players, your red room and your flank players. So usually the way that I do this is I will get my heavy and my soldier buffed, and then usually I want to leave my heavy in red room, and I want to bring my soldier over here into flank. I want my soldier and usually my pyro actually to come take flank so that we have people up here in post. And then me, the demo, I'll drop down with my scout. My scout's going to be in this Uber. I'll drop down with my scout. I'll take this Uber. I'll shoot sentry. I'll shoot people in flank. I'll get the medic forced with my scout in trying to collect kills as well. And then I'll kite one of two places. Either I'll kite big door if this isn't going well for me, or I'll kite main back here. Usually I'll kite big door because my medic isn't going to be making this rotation during the Uber, right? Like my medic's going to be sitting right behind me, so he's going to want to kite big door as well. Ideally, though, you don't have to kite at all. Ideally, right as the Uber is ending, you're taking this exchange, your heavy is peeking through red room, and your soldier and your pyro are making themselves known in flank. Or your soldier and your scout are making themselves known in flank if you take pyro with you in the Uber. And also your NG is pushing through main and getting on cart. And your spy's decloaking. Usually you want your spy to be going for a sap on the gun in pretty much every Uber, but if you don't do that, then your spy is decloaking in post. This Uber is really, really strong because you can immediately shoot gun, you can immediately see everybody and shoot everybody and make the enemy medic force and flash people, and you can see where your players are going to be coming from, so you know, like, if I take an Uber through here and I see enemy heavy immediately start going to red room, I can shoot him once or twice and then my heavy wins this fight. Or I can see, like, people in flank and I know that, you know, my flank players are going to need spam to help them win that fight, right? That's why it's so good. That's the main Uber that you want to take. Other Uber that you can take is through flank. Again, this is just setting up players in flank. Pretty much you walk up here with demo, scout, soldier, demo, scout, soldier, and sometimes heavy. You usually want to leave your heavy in red room though. And you walk up here, and you just walk here, and you just use. You use Uber, you sit up here, and you kill gun. Your sniper's peeking. Big door right as soon as the Uber ends.
Who's it used on?
Demo at all
Oh,
times.
okay, yeah. All right.
There's no Ubers where demo isn't involved, pretty much. He's just the best. So
Every Uber is demo. Isn't sometimes pyro Uber?
it's
In
almost
certain situations?
on offense. It's pretty much always a demo Uber.
Ah, okay.
On
Yeah.
defense,
I got
it
you.
is sometimes a pyro Uber.
Fair enough.
A lot of time, your demo is going to be in that Uber as well, because your demo has a lot of splash damage, and if the
Yeah,
enemy
yeah.
medic flashes more times than yours does, then your Uber will be longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, you come here, you use on your demo, and you own flank, and then in post, you either drop down right as the Uber is ending if you get a lot of pressure and damage and their gun dies, or you rotate back if the post isn't so good, and you start refighting through big door with your sniper. And then your NG will walk through main, and your heavy will start peeking this. And then if you're at ad, like I said earlier, just use through red room, kill everything, get up on top of here. Or you could use through main, although main is a little bit farther away than red room, so you're going to spend less time wasting your Uber if you go through red. Any
So
questions about
to
that?
semi-summarize, if at equal you are taking control of like the 3 main points,
Main, flank, and red room.
and if we are at advantage, we just go through red room.
Yeah, you just kind of gun it. You still want people to be peeking big door and flank and post. Like ideally, your soldier's going to be getting into flank as soon as the Uber ends, and your sniper is going to be peeking big door, maybe with like pyro or scout or something, in the post. But you kind of just gun it because you want to get in, and because you're at ad, you're going to be pressuring them out and getting a lot more kills than when you're at even. So having a bunch of players set up is less important. And you don't have time for it. Like, ad is dwindling at all times. So ideally, in every ad Uber and even Uber, you'd be picking a bunch of people in the post, but in ad Ubers, you usually don't have time. Hopefully that makes sense.
All right.
Is
Yeah,
that
that
the
makes
real
sense.
Berry Center in this call? Berry Center clone? What the heck?
I think that's a sniper sub.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Yeah, it's basically how to push last. And while you're waiting for Uber, like while you're not taking exchanges or aggressive Ubers, you're going to be working sniper. And also, you guys can go for sacks. Sacks aren't very good into this point, but you can basically have your medic like leave with NG and play super passive, and then everybody like bots onto cart or bots through all the 3 entrances. Or you can just like soldier spies as well while you pressure with your sniper.
At equal, obviously engineer ain't gonna be pushing the cart. What's engineer's duty?
He's still
To
just
push the
sitting in
cart.
main. Your NG's gonna be like getting a leveled gun up in main, mainly, and putting a dispenser up for your combo, and spy checking. Your NG does a lot of spy checking on offense because nobody else really has time to do that other than like pyro. And also, if the cart's like here and it's about to roll back, you don't want your spy decloaking on it, because although he's the best to do it, if spy dies, your next push is kind of fucked because you have nobody to sap the gun and you have nobody to decloak in post. So you really don't want your spy dying to like make sure the cart doesn't roll back because he's more important than you are. So your NG is just gonna walk in, hope that he touches the cart and die if it's gonna roll back, or ideally live, right? But that's kind of what NG's doing. He's just cart bitch a lot of the time. It's
He's cart slut.
it's not a very exciting class most of the time. That's why you see so many NGs doing weird shit. They gotta get their enrichment from someplace.
Subway surfers.
You might have heard it, but like in between respawns on our last scrim, I was watching YouTube shorts.
I would have suggested that because I still want my NG to be like looking through POV, seeing what the game state is to know what he needs to do. But like sometimes it's just
It's
like
a scrim. It was
I
a
know what I'm
scrim
gonna
that-
do when I come up. I'm gonna
We
bot
were,
it
we
hard
were
and die.
rolling.
So it's okay.